Stepsters! I'm Marcia.
And I'm Kritika, and we're your trainers from Future Steps.
And today we will be learning about multiplication and division.
Yep, it was exciting. Oh, I say this every time.
Now I'm going to start with multiplication. So multiplication is quite easy when compared to division. So we start with 50 times 3. And you know that 3 times 0 or any number times 0 is always 0. So it's going to be 0 here, okay? And then 3 times 5, which is 50, right? So you put that next to it. So your final answer is 150. That's simple, isn't it? But then when we have two-digit numbers against two-digit numbers, it gets complicated. But like, it's easy. We can do this, right? 0 times 5 is 0, so that's a 0. 0 times 2 is 0, so that's also going to be a 0. And when you go to the next line, or like when you're done multiplying with everything on the top, you put a 0 on the next line before you start with anything, right? Then you have 2 times 5, which is 10. So you're going to put a 0 and then 1 on the top of the other two. And then 2 times 2 is 4, and don't forget the 1 from before. So it's going to be 4 plus 1, which is a 5. And then we add this and this. So it's just going to be 500. That's the answer for this. And for the next one, we have 15 times 23. Same as before, we multiply 3 times 5, which is 15, so 5 and the 1. 3 times 1, 3, plus the 1 from before, 4. Don't forget the 0, add it, and then 2 times 5, which is 10, 1 on the top, 2 times 1, which is 3, plus a 1, 4. Oh, which is 3, sorry. 2 times 1 is 2, plus a 1, 3. Now we add them. 5, 4, 3. So your answer is 345.
Well, good job with learning multiplication. Now we're going to be doing division. Okay, another step up on this one. Okay, so there are two ways you can do division. Once again, like always, there's always another way. Okay, so the first way would be either you could write it down in fractions, and then you could just, look at, well, this is more complicated. This is a little too complicated. But if you use fractions and there's a bigger number on the top and a smaller number on the bottom, you could just straight up divide it. But then there is a simpler way to do this, which would be long division. I'm pretty sure you all have heard of long division because it's pretty simple, okay? So basically, for long division, what you're doing is you need a multiple of 5 that's smaller than these two numbers, 12. And you have to subtract it from that until you get to a remainder of 0 or to a remainder itself. So we know 5 1s are 5, 5 2s are 10, 5 3s are 15. You see, we've exceeded the limit of 12. So now we're going to go back to the one before it, which is 10. So we're going to do 12 minus 10, which is going to get us to a 2, right? And then we break down the 5. So 25. And then when you keep going, you know that 5 times 5 is 25. So you just put a 5 up here, and 5 times 5 is 25, remainder of 0. So basically, 125 divided by 5 would equal 25. Okay, that was pretty fine. That was okay. Let's get to our next one. So now we have 354 over 6, right? So this is also the same logic, which is, 6 times 5 is 30, and 6 times 6 is 36, which exceeds the limit of 35. So that's why you can't use that. So when you do this, you're going to get a 5, and then you have to bring down the 4, right? Now 6 times what is going to be a 54? That's 6 times 9, right? And that's a 54, which gets us to 0. But do remember that you aren't always gonna have a remainder of 0, but in our cases, you are. So when you don't, you come up with answers that are decimals, which we will be discussing later on.
And if not for your level, if you have a remainder, you just put the answer, and with the remainder, you can say remainder or R, and with the remainder or whatever number you have here.
Yep. And that was our lesson of multiplication and division. Hope you really enjoyed this video. Continue practicing and remember, y'all are the sisters,
Yes.
the greatest of all time.
You got this.
You got this, yep. Y'all are goats. Okay. Let's not take me on that one. Alright, so that's all we had for today. Goodbye.